These my dollars make it hurt.
Yo, what's going on today? What's going on today? It's Saturday afternoon, a little after 3 o'clock. And of course, that can only mean one thing, at least for me. It means it's time for, yes, the one and only. This is, ladies and gentlemen, one more time, the Big Time Show podcast that is being seen and heard everywhere as we speak. Live on Podbean, live on the Big Time Show YouTube and Facebook page. It is on as well as on Twitch and on Twitter. Live right now as we speak. What's going on? Listen, as you already know by now, if you want to help out the podcast in any shape or form, there are a few ways that you can do that. Number one, the Cash App is right there on the ticker for you, $ at the Big Time Show. If you so please, it's not a requirement, but it would be appreciated. And then, of course, if you're on the Facebook page of the Big Time Show Facebook page or my personal page where it is also being seen live, you have the stars that are there for you. All you have to do is go there. If you're on the YouTube channel, you can go and use those stars. The super chat button. Unfortunately for me, because the platform that I use for streaming, I can't see necessarily when you send stars, if you send stars, but I can see if you do send the super chat on YouTube. So if you ever want your comment highlighted or whatever, I'll stop doing what I'm doing, read your comment if you use the super chat button as well. What's going on? I ask you that you would like and share. If you would do that for me, number one. If you can't do the cash apps or the stars or the super chat, that's fine. You can do something for me, and by now, recently, you should already know what I'm about getting ready to say. So, because you guys have been with me for a minute now, I shouldn't even have to tell you what I'm looking for, but maybe I do. If you're there, do me a favor. This will cost you absolutely nothing. It's free. All it'll cost you is just a little finger exercise, just like that. Just hit that like button, smash it 30, 40 times for me. We need to change up the algorithm here. Let the algorithm know that somebody's watching the Big Time Show and they are excited about it. And there's so many likes there that this man going crazy. Now help me in that, please, if you don't mind. Help me in that, if you mind. We're sending a message to Facebook at least to let them know that there's a guy that's on right now that, hey, a few people like. You don't have to, but I'm just saying, support your boy. I'm looking at the likes there. I appreciate you guys for doing that for me so much. Thank you. During the course of the show, Do that for me as you please. At some point, I'm gonna break in and see if we can get the likes up again, and we can do that. All right. Appreciate all of you that are watching, and I'm seeing all the likes going. Appreciate y'all so much. That's free. You don't have to do anything. It helps your boy out tremendously. It does. We're trying to. What in the world is going on with my background that I don't like? Okay, I know what it is. All right, let me scoot up a little bit. All right, that should clear me up. All right, what's going on? Oh, you got to get adjusted for live TV. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are gathered here today to talk about guess who? Yeah, the Dallas Cowboys. What else? I could go on my Laker tirade. Y'all know I'm a Los Angeles Laker fan. The season get ready to start next week. At some point, everybody, I will be switching to the Lakers as well. So get ready for that. You will know this by the background that I will be using. So that if you're Cowboy fans, you know that's fine. But if you're not a basketball fan, when I do this right here, when I do that right there, y'all see that? You ain't got to ask what I'm talking about, because if you see that background right there, if you see this, you know what I'm talking about today. I better hurry up and switch that back for these Cowboy fans come in. So if you ever see this, that's how electrifying it is. See how quick I changed that? Boy, that's incredible. But I'm back. There you go. So if you see that, of course, you know I'm talking Cowboys. All right. So based off the background, you already know what I'm getting ready to do. We're talking Cowboy talk today. Today, I figured since we're off, guys are resting, guys are getting these little mini vacations in. I'm doing what the coaching staff is doing. If you don't know, the coaching staff supposedly is staying behind. They did work a little bit. I'm quite sure a couple of them are gonna go home for a couple of days or so, but they did stay behind. Did interviews, and they also had team meetings, positions meetings. All of them got together, trying to figure some things out. For the bye week, it's really a time for every team when the bye week comes for them to kind of evaluate where they are at the present moment, and of course, what improvements need to be made heading into the stretch run. I feel sorry for teams that have bye weeks kind of early, and I consider what we have is somewhat of an early bye week. However, with us, it's just a little different because we got so many Thursday games where we had, a few Thursday games that it turns into a slight bye week. Like if we play on Thursday, we may not play until the next Sunday. So you get a couple more extra days off, stuff like that. And, we get that. We'll have it at least twice where we'll be setting up for after Thanksgiving. We'll be right back where we'll be playing on that next Sunday. So we got some mini buys and we got a full buy this week. And the only reason why I don't like it is because, and every team go through it, so there's no sense of crying about it or anything. It's just that it's such a long stretch. This is week. We'll be playing in week, 7? Coming up next Sunday against the Rams. And then you got to go 10 straight weeks of playing football. And let's throw in the fact that when it comes to Thanksgiving, you play on that Sunday, and then you play on that following Thursday. That's 2 games in less than a week. That's always has been taxing for the Cowboys, who are, of course, used to it because, of course, we play every Thanksgiving as it is. So we're used to it, but still doesn't negate the fact that it takes toll on your body, and you need that extra few days for a bye. So I particularly don't like early buys, but I guess the guys don't mind. It is what it is. Got to deal with it. NFL made it up. Guess what? You got to adhere to it, and there it is. So it is what it is. Now, let me do this. Am I on the big time show? I know I am. Why can I do that? Okay. All right. Now forgive me, but I'm trying to do something and I can't do it. So let me pause for the calls while I'm talking to you. So on today's show, what I'm going to do is kind of give a brief overview of what I think, I guess, my evaluation of what I've seen so far in these few weeks. All right. Now, of course, let me go ahead and say this now. Your evaluation may be different than mine. Okay. So there's no right or wrong answer. This is just strictly based off opinion. So your opinion about the Cowboys are just as good as mine. You may see something totally different than I see. And I'm the type of guy that I'm willing to be open about what others see, because you may be absolutely right. Then again, you could be absolutely wrong as well. And we'll tackle that tree when it comes. All right. Let's go ahead and check out. Let's go ahead and check out and see what we have here. Number one. Let's start off with probably the easiest one. Evaluation over so far the special teams. And I want to go with one in particular. Let's just go with it. When we started the year off, we came back with a Pro Bowl returner in Kevontae Turpin. He made the Pro Bowl obviously because he made plays in the kick return game and in the punt return game. He made plays and he made himself into a Pro Bowl player. And of course, he comes back this season with some high expectations that at least he would probably be a Pro Bowler again. If you're calling me already, I'm not. Well, please don't call me early, but I'm gonna be nice.
Call from you. To accept.
It's a big time show. Even though I didn't call for the call line. Who is this? Hey,
Antonio, big time. What's up?
Hey, what's up?
Yeah. I know you saw the game Monday night, but it was kind of shocking for me watching it. It just looked like they had entirely too many penalties, you know?
Yeah, it was.
And on top of that, the offensive line, I don't know if you noticed, in a lot of the last few games, they've been giving up a lot of sacks. It's like, they're not looking like they should look this time of the season. They should look a little better than what they look. That's just my opinion, you know? And I like the fact that Zach got out the pocket and started making a little bit better plays, because when I watch his college tapes, Zach Prescott, what he's been saying this season and last season, that's not the Zach Prescott we should see. We should see a more explosive, athletic Zach Prescott. Let him make plays outside the pocket. They need to have more two tight end sets. Have him run a lot more bootlegs. What it looks like to me from Mike McCarthy, he's too conservative play calling for me. Too conservative. He's got Zach throwing balls in and between the hash marks. He's not even going deep. You remember when he first got in the league, they kept saying, "He like he's dinking and dunking." Come on, that's not gonna get it. If we want to be a successful squad this year, they gotta be better, man. They gotta be better, or they're gonna be sitting at home. They gotta be better. Like the defense, the way it's played, but their offense is a problem. And I don't know who the O-line coach is, but to me, he ain't doing a good job. They look worse. To me, they look worse this year than all the other seasons before. They look like they're getting worse. I mean, I know they're getting up in age. I know Tyron Smith, he stays hurt a lot. Zach Martin, you know, and then who's the guy we gave a contract to? Terrence Steele. Come on, Terrence Steele. He's looking like Lawler Collins. Come on, man. Come on. I mean, they paying you now. You got the block, baby. You got the block. I mean, this is football. This is a grown man's game. You got to play this game. You know, you got to play this game. You know, and I don't understand it.
I got you. Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for the call.
Oh, no problem.
Thank you, man. All right. A little early, but I guess that's my fault because I had the ticker up. But I definitely did not want to take calls too early. But it is what it is. Let's be nice about the situation. I'm going to come to, hopefully I can remember that as I move on. And I will do that momentarily. All right. I'll put the number back up once I'm ready for calls. Okay. I promise you I will. Now, back to special teams. We can't blame special teams too much because in the case of Kevontae Turpin, especially in the kickoff return, well, just about every kicker now kicks through the end zone. So, I mean, we can't judge him when he rarely gets opportunities. He's only had a couple, and he's made one man miss, but not not crazy explosive plays. He's had a couple good returns. It is what it is. Punt returns, what punters have done, kind of to neutralize him, is you never see nobody kick to the middle of the field with Turpin. Unless you know that we got him bagged all the way back and you really have no chance. Most teams kick to the sidelines when it comes to Turpin. And then the other thing is that the punters are so good. They kick the ball so high in the air. And Turpin cannot, he has to fair catch everything. So really can't judge that now. We're talking special plays with the first part of the year. We all know that we blocked the field goal, got a scoop and score out of that. We've done that well. There was a 2-point conversion that the guys ran perfectly and got a 2-point conversion out of it. I really put it this way. We haven't really had any damage from the other side of it. Nobody has ran a punt return back. Nobody has ran a kickoff return back. And that's because our kicker, Brandon Aubrey, not only does he kick it to the end zone, this boy's leg is so strong, he kicks it way out of the end zone, if you ever notice. So this guy has been pretty good. And in the case of him, when we first started out the year, everybody's problem was, who's going to kick the ball? We need a field goal kicker. We need this. We need that. If you go back to some of the shows during the summer, I said, well, we know how cheap the Cowboys are. I said that we might get a kicker from the USFL, and that sounds like something the Cowboys will do. And sure enough, they signed Brandon Aubrey. And Brandon Aubrey, who just came off, was in the USFL, came in with a lot of question marks about him. Everybody was worried. We had other guys in that were kicking also. And you get the reports, and they'll say that both kickers are not doing well. They missing field goals in practice. And everybody said, well, let's go offer Mason Crosby a contract. And it was one other guy, I forgot. Everybody was saying, let's go get another kicker. We got to get Crosby off the bench. And I forgot the other guy's name. It was right on the top of my tongue. Everybody was saying, let's get another kicker. We can't afford the season. It's too much on the line for us to lose it by having a suspect kicker. That's what everybody was saying. And I was saying, we probably gonna get this kid from the USFL, somebody. And they're gonna roll like that. And boy, oh boy, none of y'all don't want to give credit. But boy, oh boy, hadn't Brandon Aubrey shut everybody's mouth? because you're gonna have to name me a lot of other kickers who are having a better year than him. I really do believe that he's gonna make a Pro Bowl this year from being the kicker in the NFC. I believe that. I really do. He has only missed one extra point. He's kicked a whole lot of field goals because many of you have said, okay, we can't score in the red zone. We can't score in the red zone. Can't get a touchdown. But we do come out with 3 just about every time the team, go out there to kick a field goal. He hasn't missed. He hasn't missed a field goal. He's only missed one extra point. That was the first one of the year. Other than that, he's been perfect. I think the kid deserves Pro Bowl consideration. I think that there's no better kicker, at least in the NFC, that is having a better year than him. I'm serious. He's been about as solid as you can get. And so I think that he has shut everybody's mouths, those that were doubting him and those who were asking for a kicker. He's proven the point. He's proven the point. He's been a difference maker, actually. About as solid as you can be. So I think mostly everybody, they will really work to evaluate special teams, and in particular Brandon Aubrey. I think you got to give him an A. No question. You got to give him an A. He's been I was joking around earlier, but he just might end up being, he got to be one of the leading scorers in the whole league. He got to be. I ain't just talking from the kicking position. I'm talking about period. Whatever position you want to go through, this kid is putting points on the board. A whole lot of them. So he might be one of the leading scorers in the league because he's had so many opportunities because we haven't, cashed in a lot like we were supposed to, during the year so far. So big respect and recognition to Brandon Aubrey for the year that he is having so far. So we got to give him that credit so far. So I believe mostly. Hey, Smoke, I see you over there. I'm sorry. Hey, Mute. What's going on? Appreciate you, Smoke, for popping in on me. Thank you so much, sir. Got to give him an A. Got to give him an A. Let's pause for the calls again, y'all. If you agree, go ahead and hit that like button for me. If you say it's a A, matter of fact, put it in the chat box now. You didn't got to do it. I just want you to hit it. But everybody that's in here, give me a grade on special team as a whole. Everybody give me a grade. When I say special teams as a whole, kickoff return, punt return, field goal kicking, special plays, give me a grade on it for the field goal kicking so far. Eastside Harold, we don't even recognize you. I just call your name. Your comments not even needed. I saw you earlier, so but I ain't gonna even recognize you. You ain't talking about nothing. Joe says a C. Why is it a C, Joe? Why are you saying this? Because I'm interested in hearing it. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying I give it an A. Brandon Aubrey has been outstanding. Give me a reason. Type in why you say it's a C. Maybe it's something I'm missing. I don't, because I don't think there's been a. I don't think it's been. I don't think it's been. Unless something just I done missed it. I just don't see how. Why would it be a C? I'm looking up something right now in case you're wondering. Okay. Trying to see. I need the grades. Let me see what y'all got. Our punt return isn't doing that good. Punt return team or our punt like when they're kicking to us, Joe. If you're saying they're kicking to us, we're not doing that good. I think I explained you don't want to take no chance of him running. I mean, the guy's kicking so high, he has no choice but to have a fair catch. Can't blame our guys for that. Now, if you count that fumble from Monday night, that was one play and somewhat of a fluke play. If that's what you're saying, then I guess I get it a little bit, but I don't think we're gonna have too many chances for punt returns. To be honest with you, that's just me. Unless we got them bagged up inside the 10-yard line, where the punter's job is just try to hurry up and get it out of there and get it. You ain't got time to be trying to be strategic. There's been more fair catches for Turpin than anything. So I don't. He ain't had a real chance for a return at all this year. Not at all. So I don't know. You give it a C. Anybody else? Anybody else on that? Anybody else? Anybody else with that? I think that Brandon Aubrey has been outstanding as our kicker this year. He's shutting people up, and I think that he deserves much credit. I think he is a pro as of right now. I believe he is a Pro Bowl kicker, no doubt about it. I believe if he's not the best kicker in the NFC, he can't be too many better. So I've been extremely impressed with him, satisfied, super leg, can kick it from anywhere. Kid has been doing outstanding. So that's the easy one. The special teams has been outstanding to me. Let me go with this real quick. Okay. Okay, let me do this real quick. All right, let's go to defense. Let's go to defense. I'm going to sum it up like this, y'all. And see, I preface this by saying cliches are cliches, but some things have to be considered. Let me just say it like that. Let me pull the mystery out of what I'm talking about. This cliche that says next man up. Well, yeah, it's gonna have to be the next man up, but when a lot of people say that, some think that there's the next man up is not going to bring a drop off from the person that is not there. Well, that's not the truth. You can't run the race without the horses. And so I will say this about our defense so far, that at the beginning of the year, there was talk about how historic this defense could be, how dominant this defense could be. And it did start off that way. And I'm talking about when the whole gun clip was loaded. That we were different. We shutting people completely down. Wouldn't hardly let anybody score, period. They was turning the ball over. They were, pick sixes, touchdown. I mean, the defense was awesome. And then something happened that happens in every organization. Injuries. There is a difference between having an all-pro cornerback and even a Pro Bowl cornerback. There's a difference. There's a difference between having an all-pro cornerback and then having a really good one. There's a difference. There's a difference between Trayvon Diggs and everybody. There's a difference. It's just what it is. He's an all-pro cornerback. He's special and he's different. Anybody else coming behind him is, no matter who they are, they very well may be pretty good, like Deron Bland is, but Deron Bland is not Trayvon Diggs. And Deron Bland, when it's all said and done, very well may make a Pro Bowl this year. He's got stats already so far. He's dangerous. But he's not Trayvon Diggs. Make no mistake about it. And there's a drop. That whatever they forecasted you to be, as far as how good your defense was going to be, it dropped a little bit when Trayvon went down. Well, we can start off a little different now. You never miss what you never had, so you can't really judge it. But in the case of Demarion Overshown, who never made it to the first game, I thought that because we had him as well, and because he's such a playmaker, I really thought that even with him in there, this defense was going to be even crazier if Overshown was playing. So that's where the first injury really started. Donovan Wilson missed a few games starting off. Leighton Vander Esch, of course, now we don't even know if he'll even play again. I mean, nobody said anything about it, but when you have neck injuries like he has and has had all of these surgeries, sooner or later, you got to call it like it is. It may not be safe for him to play football again. That's where I think where he is. I believe that doctors are trying to find a way to if there's a chance to play. I'm quite sure he's gonna probably take it because he's so young, and he wants to play. But he has a very serious issue with his neck. He's a starter. And in his case, because a lot of folks believe he can be replaced anyway, even though we had Damone Clark there, Marquise Bell is not a middle linebacker. Before you guys start calling his name out, he's an outside linebacker. And Marquise, of course, has played incredibly well. Gave it to you Monday night against the Chargers, but he's not a middle linebacker. And so when we look at our middle linebackers, really all we have is Leak Jefferson, who just got called up. Deron Bland can switch over and be him. So the jury is still out as of now about Deron. Oh my goodness, Damone Clark. The jury is still out on him, but as of right now, Damone Clark is not even Leighton Vander Esch. And I know some of you gonna say, like, well, Leighton, he ain't doing, he wasn't doing nothing anyway. Well, I beg to differ with that because it's more than just hitting people. He was the quarterback of the defense. He was lining everybody up. And the report is that he's, a very smart guy, knows how to line people up, get them in position and all that kind of stuff. It's more than just coming downhill and knocking somebody's head off. You got to be able to kind of construct the whole defense on the fly as well. Leighton did that. That's kind of hard to replace. Damone Clark is recently trying to do this. There hadn't been really crazy an advantage or that, where we're lacking. So like I said, to me, the jury is still out on him as a whole. But the Cowboys have been injured. And we're piecing together spots. We're trying to make sure that we stay, our head above the ground. But the bottom line is, wherever we were at the beginning of the year, we're not there right now. Now, we're not off. but we're not there right now. So I want to share this with you for that, and let's just see where we are defensively right now. First, we were at the beginning of the year, or in the first 3 weeks, we were in the top 2 or 3. As of right now, let me set this up so you can see it. Set this up so you can see it together real quick. Just giving my little evaluation. Let's look at this together. Here are the defensive stats for as of right now. As you can see, the Cowboys are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, with an 8th ranked defense in the league as of now. 8th ranked defense in the league. You can see all the numbers there. We're doing an outstanding, overall. When as you know, at the beginning of the year, I said, I thought that we should be a top 3 defense. Of course, barring injuries, I said that we should be at least a top 3 defense this entire season. We're just too good. That's what I said before. But there's not a knock to be the number 8 right now either, though. Okay, there's no question about that. It's not a knock to be that. I just think that we could be better, but evaluating injuries and trying to figure things out, then you understand the drop. There is one thing that I think that is a glare that we haven't quite figured out quite yet. We did better Monday night, but that's better. So we just have to see where we are once it's all over. And what I'm talking about is the rushing. You guys will see rushing there. The Cowboys, and they are giving up, as of now, 111.7, so you might as well say 112, giving up about 112 yards a game on the ground. That's not good. That's not good. So if I am a offensive coordinator, I know where to attack. Because if you go look to your left and look at the passing yards a game, that's outstanding. Cowboys, even with Trayvon gone, they are averaging 100 and giving up 177 yards a game passing. You can win a whole lot of football games when you're shutting people down or giving up that amount, for averaging that. You're going to win a whole lot of games. You're holding quarterbacks to 177 yards a game. You're going to win a lot of games. But when you're giving up just 177, but you're giving up 112 yards a game rushing, you might lose a few games. Because all they're saying is that we can run against y'all. It's just depending on, as it's been this whole season, where the score is. That would determine, and that's what's happened in a lot of our games this year, that a lot of our games have been blowouts, and the scoreboard and our defense took away the running game from other teams because they were too far down. So, that's not our fault, but that's really just the truth. Now, the Chargers Monday night tried to run it, but they couldn't because we played a real good game. No doubt about that. We played a real good game on Monday night as far as rushing. Austin Eckler really was a non-factor. He was nowhere to be found. We shut him down easily. We ain't gonna say it was easy, but we didn't give him a chance to breathe. So we made Herbert a passer, and we knew he was. And, of course, the defense rattled him all night long. He was hitting the ground, not necessarily in sacks, but he had happy feet because he was getting chased around the whole game. And that's what happened with him. But we have got to, as we get ready to go down the stretch, and the reason why this is important to talk about is because it's getting ready to get cold. And unless you're playing in a dome, but when you go outside, starting to get a little chilly. It's kind of like, even though we're not in winter, but let me see, we play the Rams and then we got Philadelphia in Philadelphia. Well, and that's in about 3 weeks. Well, in 3 weeks, it'll be November. In Philadelphia, in nighttime, and when it's in November, no, it ain't snow on the ground. No, it's not Antarctica, but it's cold. Philadelphia, places like that, Chicago, New York, it's already somewhat cold there. Milwaukee, where Green Bay is, the temperature ain't like, I don't know where y'all stay, but I'm here in Memphis, and Memphis is still, we still hitting 70s. Matter of fact, we was in the 80s last week. But in Philadelphia, oh no, that's not how it's gonna be. And teams are going to run the football when it begins to get cold. There's no question about that. And we have got to tighten this up real quick, or that's going to begin to hunt us. Now, one thing you can smile about is if you keep looking over that last column on the right. That last column on the right says that the Cowboys are only giving up, averaging as of now, 16.7 points a game. Ladies and gentlemen, if you hold teams down to under 20, you're going to win a whole lot of football games. You are. You're going to win a whole lot of football games. If all you can hold is a team to almost 17 points a game, you're going to win a lot of football games. So that's one thing that we can be proud of. Of course, having a shutout the first game of the year. And, I think the Jets lost. I think they only scored 13, if I'm not mistaken. And, the game against the Chargers helps as well. The wins that we've had, teams didn't really score a lot. That's how you get that there. But I guess the negative side is the Arizona game. And look, since they played us, like I told everybody, Cowboys get everybody best shot. Everybody plays their Super Bowl against us. You ain't heard nothing from the Arizona Cardinals since they beat us. Nothing. They played their best. They played the greatest game of their lives. They did what all they could do, and ever since then, ain't nobody mentioned the Arizona Cardinals. Nobody. Let me know it's a fluke win. James Conner, as I said before, can't trust him. He already hurt. Yeah, of course, he played one of his best games. Soon as we left Arizona, he went back to being himself. He hurt already on the sideline. I think he might be in IR. He might be IR. He might. I'm not sure about that, but I know he is hurt right now. So, Arizona game is some type of outliner. Then, of course, the San Francisco game where we got totally destroyed, totally annihilated by a team that was been rolling. And they just had us for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We just, and that was a lot of points that was put on us. And I'm quite sure that raised up the average. But again, let me say it again so we can see it. Here's the bottom line. That's why I don't argue with folks, because the stats speak for itself. If you want to take a negative from the defense, you got it. The rushing, we giving up 112 yards there. Then when we go to the points per game, as you can see, the points per game, We're only giving up 16.7 points, 16.7 points a game. So you cannot be angry with that at all. You just can't. You just can't. You just can't. Now, I will say this. When you are dealing with the injuries, Bland has been obviously very good for us. Linebackers are still kind of figuring it out. We'll see what Evans brings to the table. I'm quite sure he'll be ready after the bye week. Damone Clark is getting better. Marquise Bell has been outstanding. Michael Parsons is figuring it out now, what he already knew, but is really being put on a different level, that because he is who he is, there are some times where you're not going to have the stat line. It's just that when the moment arrives that you can make the play, you better cash in. That's what happened on Monday night. Nobody said nothing about Michael Parsons on Monday night at all until the moment came and he cashed in what had to be the biggest sack of the game. It was the only sack of the game for the Cowboys. He made it, and he made it at the right time. So what Mike is finding out, that because he's so great, he gets a lot of attention. But what he does, he opens it up for everybody else. If you got 2-3 men assigned to one man, somebody else better do something, because you one-on-one there. So in the process, there have been some guys that have shined because of all that. So again, we got to cash in big, when we have the chance on that. So overall, I can't just kill the defense based off where we are. We're a top 10 defense. If you're a top 10 defense, guess what? You're going to win some games. There's no question about that. You're going to win games. You got a top 10 defense. And right now, we're 4-2. I'll take it. We're in good shape. We're in 4-2. We got a top 10 defense that I think that before it's all said and done, it's going to rise up a little bit more. I don't think we'll be top 3. But I can see us sneaking right at 5 or 6. I can see that. And if I got a top 5 defense, I'm very excited. I'm excited about being, I'm cool with number 8 right now, because I know that's solid. There's 32 teams in the league. If you're number 8, that means you one of the top defenses in the whole league. So we'll take that for now. At least I will. All right. Kane, what's up? I'm sorry. Kane Kazing said Mike McCarthy play calling actually might help in the cold weather. If he keep games close, we got a shot every time to pull a win. That's true, but the way I look at it is, Kane, is that he got to call running plays, which is and different type running plays. I think you can run it all over the place, as far as instead of just trying to shove it up the middle. He got other ways you can run. He just is not chosen. Well, he sticks with his game plan. And he going to stick with the game plan the whole way, which I didn't like, because he still tried to run up the middle against the Chargers, but he wasn't really getting nothing up the middle. And I'm trying to figure out, okay, you ain't getting nothing up the middle, man. Why don't you run outside? Why don't you, run a stretch play, run something other than trying to just shove it up the middle from the shotgun? You ain't getting nowhere. Change it up, But he stuck with his game plan. We won the game 2017, but I would have done something just a little differently. But that's why they pay him the millions, and that's why I have to go to work every day. So they must, so they believe that he's that. Now y'all trying to make me go to offense, but I haven't went there yet. I think going forward, I think Bland is going to get even better. There's something that I see that I'm noticing about Gilmore, and Gilmore is crafty very crafty, very smart, knows how to play the game, but he has lost a step. You can see it. He has lost a step, and we're going one-on-one with him. And against real speedy receivers, he gets beat a couple times. And that's the way Quinn want to play it. I don't think now he's crafty enough to make you pay. If you keep messing with him, he gonna get you. That's what happened with the Charger game. If you keep poking the bear, that bear gonna wake up and he gonna bite. And Gilmore is that type. Now you may get a few of them on him. You may get that one like the Jets where you ran a little slant pattern to Garrett Wilson, and he just simply outran him. I mean, there you go. You might get a little couple plays here and there, but if you keep messing with him, he gonna get you. And that's the part where I really believe Gilmore needed Diggs because it makes his job even more easier because he didn't have to be the number one cornerback. I believe now that Bland is there, it had to switch to him actually being the number one cornerback with Bland being simply the number two. So I don't know if at this point if Gilmore is really ready to be a number one cornerback again. I just think that I can see it. I can see that he's lost a step. He's still good. And he's still good now. It ain't no question about that. I mean, he showed you Monday night that when the time came, he made the play. And he wasn't getting beat all night long anyway. So I'm just saying, but I can see that he's lost a little step. And at this point, he will beat you with his mind and his craftiness rather than his raw speed like he used to have. He's not that guy anymore. Solid tackler still. Still can cover. But if he can keep you in front of him, then he can do damage. But if you put one of them speedy receivers out on him, they can get by him. Now that's the difference. And he still makes big plays. I'm really not knocking him. I'm just saying you can tell, considering where he used to be, you can tell that he has lost a little step. Will that come to haunt us? I doubt it. That might hurt us maybe against a team like Miami, who we'll be playing later on. I mean, between Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle and the other kid they got, that might hurt us later on because there's nowhere in the world he can keep up with those type guys. But other than that, can he keep up with a AJ Brown, a guy who we're getting ready to see in a couple of weeks, a guy who is physical, a guy who is big and still fast, but when you think AJ, you don't think AJ is gonna burn you like crazy. Not like that. But AJ is on the roll. I'm quite sure that's who he's gonna see. But can he keep up with a Devontae Smith? I don't think so. See what I'm saying? So you got to be real careful who you putting on guys and all that kind of stuff with Diggs gone. Diggs covered up for a lot of mistakes. Diggs came, Diggs' presence alone would shift a quarterback to go to the other side anyway. But you didn't want to try Diggs too often. So it kind of, with Diggs gone, it kind of opened up the field, and they're trying Bland just to see if he the guy. And he should have had a pick six Monday night. That ball hit him dead in the hands. If he would have caught it, he would have had another pick six. Bland is dangerous. The secondary just is not what it was with Diggs there. Not saying they're not good still. Not saying that they can't make plays. It just Diggs made that type of difference. I'm happy with the defense. I'm happy with the adjustments that Quinn has made. I'm happy with all the packages that he have. We still can get after the quarterback, no question about that. I'm pleased with the defense. I think it's just gonna get better as we keep moving forward. All right. Now let's get to the part that most of y'all want to talk about. I already know. It's the offense. So let's stop sharing this and let's look at the offense. Here's the first thing that's gonna mess some of y'all up. It's just as of right now. Look at that. That's gonna shock a lot of y'all. The Dallas, this is the Pro Football Focus offensive line rankings as a group. Cowboys are number 6. 6 rated offensive line in the game. 32 teams. And they're rated 6. It's just kind of hard to see it because we're not running the ball like you think they're not. We're not running the ball like you think they are. I wanted to set it up this way first because a lot of us are blaming the offensive line for some of the struggles that we're having. But Pro Football Focus, the Bible of boxing, not Bible of boxing, but the Bible of football for some reason, has them rated as the 6th best offensive line in the game. Hey, it is what it is. So since they're the 6th best offensive line in the game, then we need to look at and see, of course, what they are doing. Let's look at that. Let's see where we are offensively. Let's look at where we are offensively. And it's not a surprise because when we first started off the year, we said, we know the defense was going to be up on us. As far as, when you say defense compared to offense, we knew that the defense would be a step above the offense. And remember, if you've been on my show, I said, man, if we can sneak out maybe a top, 10 to 12 offense and have a top defense, like a top 3 defense, we're going to be in real good shape. That's what I said. And I'm still saying that. However, I want to show you exactly where we are offensively as of the bye week. Here we come. So as we look at it, you notice it starts, I'm going up. This is the total team offense as of right now. This is yards per game, okay? This is yards per game. So this is what makes you the number 1 offense in the league. So we know Miami's there. I just want y'all to keep looking. Philly, number 2. Detroit, 3. 4, Kansas City. 5, Buffalo. 6, 49ers. Rams, 7. Chargers, 8. Houston, 9. Indianapolis, 10. Baltimore, 11. 12 is Minnesota. 13, Jacksonville. 14, Seattle. 15, Arizona. 16, Atlanta. And then at number 17 is the Dallas Cowboys, who gets 329 yards a game, right at 330. All right. 17th ranked offense in the league. That's the middle of the pack. And when you look at what we have on offense, that's not good. 17. So in passing, and this is where you start to see things, Cowboys are only averaging 210 yards a game. It's not good. It's not good enough. Let's call a spade a spade. Let's call it like it is. Let's be truthful in our evaluation. For the quarterback that we have, and for the expectations that he has, and for the receivers that he has, and for the 6th rated offensive line that he has, we're only averaging 210 yards passing. That's not good. All right. However, because see, this is where I'm having a problem with Coach McCarthy. Okay. This is where I keep trying to tell folks, you know, everybody want a reason to hate Dak anyway. I get all that. But Dak really is not the point where you need to be pointing. I know I just said he got 210 yards passing a game. Yeah, but that's not it. Let's look over to the right here, as you can see. You see 718, that's enough, that's carries in a game. I mean, for the year, carries, 718, this is rushing. Rushing here. This yards. Rushing yards. We got 718 yards so far this season. But here's the thing right here that y'all got to see, which is really going to be my argument. Yards per game in rushing, the Cowboys are averaging. I know y'all can't tell because, you know, it just don't seem that way. But we are averaging 119, you might as well say 120, 119.7, 120 yards a game rushing. So here's my thing. And when you go over to the right, that last column, we're averaging 25, right at 26 points a game. 26 points a game. Let me say this, and here's why I'm saying it's McCarthy. See, he was the one that said, we're going to run the football. We're going to run the football. We're going to run the football. We're going to run. We're going to run. We're going to run. We're going to run it. We got to run it. We got to run it. We need to balance it out. We need to run it. That's all, that's all he said. We heard that all summer. We heard it all year and said, hey, we got to become more of a balanced football team. We heard that. But the real truth of the matter is, it ain't really happened. And the truth of the matter is that, as I've always said, they have tried to make Dak an MVP candidate, first and goal from the 4-yard line. We throw 3 straight plays. I mean, stuff like that is what I'm talking about. Just horrible. Horrible play calling to me. That's that Kellen Moore stuff. Trying to get Dak some cheap touchdowns so, he can feel, look, you're averaging 119, 120 yards a game rushing. The identity, obviously, to me now, is that we are pretty effective running the football. So my question is, why don't we just run it even more? You got 4 backs. It ain't necessarily got to be Tony Pollard. It don't have to be just Tony Pollard running. You got 4 running backs. You got Rico. You got Tony Pollard. You got Deuce. You got not Ronald Jones. You got Rico. You got Lemke. You got 4 running backs. You got Malik Davis on the practice squad. I mean, that got called up the other game. I mean, you got running backs. If your offensive line is opening up holes, and I know it don't seem like it, but if we're averaging almost 120 yards a game, help me out, somebody. Help me out, somebody. See, that 210 yards there a game in passing, and you got 120 yards a game in rushing, what does that tell you about 210 yards passing? You know what it sounds like to me, y'all? It sounds like to me that after all this yip-yap and talking and all of this kissing Dak, saying he's this and he's that, and he's this, and he's done. He's all of that. He can do it. He's my kind of quarterback. All that. What the stats tell me is that you're making a conservative effort, and you can tell that by the routes that the guys run. Little slants, little stop routes, West Coast, get the ball out quick, West Coast type, whatever, Texas toast, whatever you call it. Offense is short, ain't nothing long really. It's all short stuff. You're trying, this is what it's telling me. It's what I've been saying all the time. They just won't say it though, but they show it on the field. They are really trying to make Dak Prescott a game manager. Because you see, you expect, go look above, you expect the Atlanta Falcons to have 212 yards right above Dallas. That's Desmond Ritter. You want to take the ball out of his hand. Look at the Arizona Cardinals right up there. 190 yards passing. 190 yards a game passing. Of course they don't. You ain't got Kyler Murray back there. You got the kid, the kid that beat us. I forgot his name. You don't want to put it in his hand. Look at Arizona. Look at Arizona. Y'all on Arizona, right? Look at the 190 yard .7. That's game manager. But sneak over 2 in the rushing. Y'all see 846. That's how many yards they have on the ground. Look what they're averaging a game rushing. 141 yards a game. What does that tell you? That means whoever their quarterback is considered a game manager. Now, forgive me. I'm sorry. Dak Prescott is better than Desmond Ritter, and he's better than Josh Dobbs, who's the quarterback of Arizona Cardinals. But when you look at the numbers, Dak Prescott for the season got Josh Dobbs and Desmond Ritter type numbers. You know why? Because Mike McCarthy, and he ain't gonna admit it, but he's showing us that he believes Dak Prescott is not all that they keep saying out of Dallas. He's saying he is a game manager. Because look at the numbers. See, one thing about it, y'all may argue with me, but you can't argue with the line. You can't argue with the stats. It's right there for you. It's right there. And at the time, and see, this is what frustrates the Cowboy fan base. See, personally, I have said that Dak Prescott is an above a very good game manager that has elite moments. He can throw for 330. We've seen him do it over the years. He can throw for 3-4 touchdowns a game. We've seen him do it for over the years. He can throw for 370 yards. We've seen him do it. You may not want him to do it, but we've seen him do that. All right? He can do it. He's a good game manager with elite type moments. That's what Dak is. That's what he is. Mike McCarthy has made like Monday night. I don't know what y'all talking about, because by now I'm starting to question some folks. I ain't talking about people in this chat line. I'm starting to question some folks' football acumen, because Dak Prescott played one of his best games of his career Monday night. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. It was one of his best games that he's played. Definitely one of his top 5, top 10 at least, because it was a game where he had to be the man. And see, when I say that, y'all want him to have ESPN pinball machine numbers. That's what y'all looking for. That's the reason why y'all can't agree with it. Because see, what y'all want is for him to throw for 3 or 4 touchdowns, have 320 yards, no picks, 129.9 quarterback rating. That's what y'all want him to do. And if he ain't throwing at least 2 touchdowns, you're saying, well, oh my God, well, he ain't all that. Dak ain't done nothing. No, sir, no, ma'am. Dak Prescott was incredible Monday night. No running game, because we ain't no running game. He didn't. He didn't have anything. It was really on him. He ran for his life. He scrambled out. He ran a touchdown. He was dynamic. I think he ended up with 109 something quarterback rating for the night, for that day. I mean, he was outstanding. Y'all don't think so because y'all want him to have Patrick Mahomes type numbers. That's the only way y'all give him credit. And then if he threw for 5 touchdowns, you still find a way. The man completed over 70% of his passes on Monday night. Oh, he was outstanding. I don't care what y'all say. I know it when I see it. That was an elite type performance. No, he ain't had the big numbers as far as yardage goes, but when it was time to make plays, he did it. He did it. He did it. He had a big game on that game. I said he's a real good game manager with elite moments. That's what Dak is. But I will say this. He's supposed to have more than this, what you're seeing. I mean, he has an all-pro wide receiver. An all-pro wide receiver in CeeDee Lamb. He's supposed to have more than that. You don't supposed to have Desmond Ritter numbers. Seriously. I'm sorry. And see, then you try to make it. Like Dak threw the ball 37 times or something like that. Or whatever it was Monday night. And then we still wondering at times, why aren't you running the football? And I'm starting to wonder that when I see this number here, and then I show you that Pro Football Focus says that the Cowboys are the 6th rated offense graded out. As of now, they're graded out. Not that they putting out what they think they are. They grade them out and said that the Cowboys offensive line, who's had injuries, I may add, and now they're finally getting back together, the starting 5, they're saying that as of now, the offensive line is the 6th rated offensive line in the game. They're averaging almost 120 yards a game rushing. What does that tell me? We need to be running the ball some more. And I understand, say, well, we need more running back. We need a different type of running back. But with the running backs that you have in the room right now, they are still averaging 120. That's with Pollard. That's with Rico. That's with Deuce. That's with Hunter Lemke. It's still 120 yards. I'll take that. Oh, no question. I would take that. You would take it too. And I know a lot of y'all, and see this the part that y'all falling for again. Y'all falling for all this clickbait articles and rumors and all that kind of stuff. Y'all falling for it again. What is the way when we start talking trade deadline? What is the thing that always happens when we have these free agents? Everybody is always associated to the Dallas Cowboys. It never fails. It's the playbook of the guys that play. They always mention out the Cowboys. They always say the Cowboys. For some reason, when they mention the Cowboys, it just starts something. It draws up interest. It run the price up. The Cowboys ain't called nobody. Fan base want Derrick Henry. Y'all know good and well we're not getting Derrick Henry. Good Lord, y'all. Stop it. Y'all know we don't go trade in because of what the Cowboys don't want to give up, which you know they love, is these draft picks. In order to get a guy like Derrick Henry, do you understand what you're going to have to give up? Why is some folks been calling for him? And I'm like, the Tennessee want to go make it happen, Jerry. Jerry ain't giving up no first and second round pick, man, for no running back. Are y'all crazy? I wouldn't do it. No, you're not getting that type of running back. You're not gonna pay that type of price. You're not getting Derrick Henry. I wish y'all would stop that. Some of y'all talking about, I talked about the defense earlier. So let's go get Patrick Surtain. We're gonna make it happen, Jerry. Go get Patrick Surtain. Do you know what you're gonna have to give up to get Surtain, y'all? Do you understand? We're not gonna get a Patrick Surtain. Do y'all understand what's going on right now? Let me help y'all. You got Gilmore. I think Gilmore signed a 2-year contract, if I'm not mistaken. But I mean, he can get out of here after this year. We don't have to keep him for 2 years. He can leave after this year. Do y'all understand what's already been set up? Do y'all understand that Bland is going to be cornerback number 2 next year? Come on, y'all. When Diggs get back, Bland is proving himself that he can be the number 2 cornerback. There's your replacement for Gilmore right there. They ain't finna spend no money on Patrick Surtain and give up probably a first or a second round draft pick. The Cowboys love their draft picks too much. We know that. That's Will McClay here. They're not going to do that. It would shock me tremendous. Some of y'all gonna say, well, big time, you probably didn't think we were gonna trade for Cooks or Gilmore as well. What did we have to give up for them before y'all say that to me? What did we have to give up for Gilmore and Cooks? We didn't have to pay no price for that. I wish y'all would stop this. Every time a name, let's go with the real one here. Devontae Adams. Lord have mercy. I mean, that look good if you playing Madden. What are you going to look, ladies and gentlemen? We got to stop this because folks getting mad because Jared don't do it. And I be trying to tell everybody, man, the Cowboys ain't thinking about these folks that they calling out. Listen. What do you think you're going to have to give up to get a Devontae Adams? Come on, y'all. Now, if you know his contract, it does make sense to go get him. You ain't got to pay but $6 million. Not that that's his salary. I'm just saying that's all that you got to pay. I mean, I don't know. And Devontae, this is what they do, y'all. Devontae know good and well Dallas ain't fit to pick up no phone and call him. But what is the first name that he called out? I wouldn't mind playing with Mike McCarthy and Dak Prescott. I know you know what the system is and all that kind of stuff. And can you imagine me and CD Lamb like that? But my God, we just let go of Amari Cooper, man. If we let go of Amari Cooper, because we really didn't want to pay him $20 million a year. What in the world are you trying to think that Jared Jones would go get a guy in his prime and bring a $20 million receiver in here for? And I'm saying, like, and folks are getting mad, make it happen, Jared. No, it's not going to happen. It's not. You got to pay CD Lamb. You still haven't paid CD Lamb. Why are you going to bring a receiver in here that's making that type of money? And now you got to pay CD Lamb. Unless you make a decision like, okay, we're going to keep Devontae Adams, but we're not going to pay you, CD. So we enjoy. I mean, okay, when does that happen, though, Doc? You're right. This is not the Rams and the Buccaneers from a couple years ago. This is the Dallas Cowboys, Doc. You're right. It's about getting over the hump. I agree. But when have you seen the Cowboys do that? The last time they did that was when they went ahead and they did trade their first round pick for Amari Cooper. That's the last time we did something like that. That ignited the offense. When we got Amari Cooper, Dak had some of his best years. You're not doing that. You're not giving up. They're not all in like that. The Dallas Cowboys believe in drafting and developing. That's what they believe in. That's what they have done for the last 8 to 9 years. They're not giving up draft picks. And that in order to get some of these big names, because that's what's up there, or guys that you feel like can make an impact and get us over the top, it is going to cost you. And the Dallas Cowboys, they will have to fool me. The Dallas Cowboys are not going to pay that type of price. They never have. They done seen all them same names out there. They just let them pass on by, let them get to the Rams, let them get to the Buccaneers when Brady was there, let them do all that kind of stuff. They're not going to do it. What the Cowboys do is they draft a guy like Bland and they say, hey man, why you cheap? We hope you can turn into a special player. And if you turn to a Pro Bowl player like that, then it proves our point that we can draft and develop. That's what they do. It ain't the first year. We've seen this for years. They're not trying to do that. They're not. They're not going to do it. I don't know how many years we got to keep going with this. Not Devontae Adams. What was the safety name in Seattle? Adams. He called out the Cowboys' name too. Earl Thomas. Ran Jason Garrett down. Come get me. Come get me. Had the opportunity to come. Soon as somebody offered some more money, guess where he went? Baltimore. Everybody calls out the Dallas Cowboy name, and nobody never comes. Because while the fan base wants it, the Cowboys ain't even entertaining it. We'll put a safety at linebacker before we go out and get one. We'll run a running back by committee before we go get somebody like a Derrick Henry or something like that. We will. We know we've seen this before. We'll run a wide receiver by committee before you go out down and get a true number one. I don't know how many years we got to keep saying this and see it. I don't get it. When the Cowboys go and get free agents, it's for depth. Y'all don't want to hear me, but y'all know it's the truth. When the Cowboys when the Cowboys sign for sign guys in free agency, it's for depth, not impact. They believe impact is depth, where you keep running them in and out. Get you a lineman that nobody think about. They got flex position that they can fill in for, a Tyron Smith, guys that nobody know about. This is what we do. No. KZ, do you not think in the offseason Dallas had Patrick and Diggs on the roster, they can move them to get a first back? Yeah, but you got to get Patrick first. We ain't gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. Would it look good to have a Patrick Surtain? Yes. Would the defense be better? Yes. Would it be good if we got a Derrick Henry? Yes. Would it be awesome if we had Devontae Adams? Oh my God, yes. But y'all, the Cowboys don't pay that type of price. Like I said, it looked good on Madden. See, the fan base won't trades that even if you put it in the PlayStation 5 or your Xbox, they would say you can't do that trade. They would say you couldn't do the trade. Some of these trades and free agents y'all want, it wouldn't even happen in man because the computer gonna say, no, there ain't no good trade. No. See, y'all want the impossible. Y'all want the impossible. And I'm like, and we charge Jerry for this. Jerry is preparing for y'all, just so y'all understand. Jerry is preparing for 2 contracts. One that y'all already know about, and that is Michael Parsons. He's preparing for that. He got to have money. He know what Michael Parsons for the ask for. Highest paid defensive player in the history of the game. It's going to happen. And I know y'all ain't going to like this, but it's the truth. He preparing for Dak Prescott too. He preparing for Dak Prescott. And if he is going to pay Dak Prescott, he knows how much money he's going to have to pay Dak, because Dak ain't taking no discount. If Dak is making 40 right now, and like I said before, I said on the last show, okay, y'all, okay, I will give you Joe Burrow at 55, whatever you got, and I will give you Jalen Hurts at $50 million a year. Even though I said the man had one good year and he off to a bad start this year, but he got his money. He took his team to the Super Bowl. I give you Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow took his team to the Super Bowl. But see, the part that's going to mess Jerry up is Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert hadn't won nothing. I don't care nothing about his rocket arm. I don't care nothing about the potential that he has. I don't care about he's so young, he's so good, and he's going to play quarterback for the next 8 to 10 years. And as of right now, Justin Herbert got paid more than Burrow, I believe, or Josh Allen, all that, and he has done absolutely nothing. Don't have a playoff win. Had never won a division, ain't never won his division, lost his only playoff game, got to the playoff once, and you paid him, and at the time he got paid, Justin Herbert was the number one paid quarterback in league history. That's what Dak gonna get him at. And y'all can cry and say, well, Dak don't deserve it. Justin Herbert didn't deserve it either, but guess what? He got it. And if that is the case, I believe Justin Herbert's getting paid $55, $56 million a year. Oh, okay. What y'all think Dak gonna ask for then? You ain't got to worry about Burrow. Okay, Burrow took him to the Super Bowl, Cincinnati. Hurts took Philly to the Super Bowl. I ain't even gonna worry about that. I'll give you that. But Justin Herbert ain't better than Dak Prescott. Sorry. He throws the ball 70 yards down the field, and he threw his team to the playoffs. He got that last year, got and lost in the first round, one playoff win. Nobody don't care nothing about that. Well, big time. He's a prototypical quarterback. He's 6'6". He has a rocket arm. He sees the field well. He's a special talent. He can throw a 20-yard out, and the ball comes so fast. He's all this. He's all that. Look. Justin Herbert has done nothing. Justin Herbert has done nothing. Nothing. Well, Justin Herbert is a Pro Bowl quarterback. If he got to the Pro Bowl, it was by default. He got to the Pro Bowl because nobody else wanted to go. Usually the Super Bowl quarterback, you can count him off the team automatically. Pro Bowls played before the Super Bowl. Usually the Pro Bowl one of the Pro Bowl quarterbacks are quarterbacks that made the Super Bowl. Well, whoever that is, guess what? Goodbye. That's one. The other two decide we don't want to play. So they go down the list. By the time they find, do y'all realize Matt Jones made the Pro Bowl last year? Do y'all realize that? Yeah, New England quarterback. Y'all know he ain't done nothing. So the Pro Bowl, the Pro Bowl appearances is almost diluted because you really weren't voted in. The only reason why you went is because nobody else wanted to go. So saying even that he's a Pro Bowl quarterback, that really ain't saying nothing, because if you ain't voted in the top 3, you ain't talking about nothing. And Dak Prescott, at the end of the day, that is going to be the contract that he going to be looking at when it comes from negotiation. And guess what? I don't care what y'all Cowboy fans say, and I'm a Cowboy fan. He's supposed to look at Justin Herbert's contract, and he's supposed to ask, for what Justin Herbert has, and even more because Dak Prescott has done more than Justin Herbert. It's a good time. If y'all agree with what I'm saying, this is a good time for this. Y'all go ahead and hit that like button, because I know y'all ain't gonna like it now. Y'all gonna hit that like button. Y'all gonna hit the like button. Let me see it. Let me see it. Wherever you watching me from, if you're on YouTube, go ahead and hit that heart button. If you're on Facebook, everybody hit that like button, please. Because I'm just trying to tell y'all the truth. Y'all need to calm down. If the Cowboys make a trade, or if they sign a free agent, y'all know what's gonna happen. Didn't y'all hear late this week they had about 8 guys in who they worked out? Guys you don't even know, names you ain't never heard. Period. Cowboys are not going to make any splashes. They never do. And that's just the way that they build a football team. They're not going to put themselves in a financial bind, especially, look, I'm sorry, there's another contract that we got to pay, that we have to pay. CeeDee Lamb, hello. And y'all want to bring in Devontae Adams in. I mean, come on now. Come on now. It just don't make football sense. You bring a Devontae Adams in, I guarantee you, enjoy the little time you got here because it's going to change. You're going to have to lose some of these people you keep bringing in, the top players, unless you just say, hey, we're going all in like the Rams did. We're going to go all in like the Buccaneers did a couple years ago, and we're just worried about winning just this Super Bowl. Now, if that's what you're saying, then I get it. But if you're talking about trying to stay on top for at least 2-3 year run or try, then with a lot of things that people are trying to imply, that's not going to work. It's not going to work. Now, what you saying? Well, we need to get some offense. We need offense. Yeah, I saw that about Zach Ertz. Zach Ertz is the type of trade that we will do. Why? Because it's not going to cost you a lot. And that would make sense because Zach Ertz, even at his age now, would be able to help our offense. He would automatically be the best tight end on the team if he came here right now. Zach Ertz would be. Zach Ertz would be. That would be a pretty good, decent trade because you're not going to have to pay a lot for him. Bad to give up a fifth or maybe a sixth round or something like that. The Cowboys would do that. They would. You got to start looking at it how they see it, not the way he might be watched here. I agree. He ain't Philadelphia, Zach Ertz, but he would come in. He better than Jake Ferguson right now. He is. You would have to respect him. It's just true. I can see that happening. I'm not saying I want it to happen, but I can see that happening. You got to do something to kickstart the offense. And I'm going back to what I said before. It's an identity thing. What do you want to be? Do you want to be a Dak Prescott offensive-led team, or do you want to be a running team and your game man, or do you want to be kind of balanced in the middle? I'm still saying it's really not balanced because I'm still questioning him, even though we're averaging 120 yards rushing. I'm still trying to figure out why is Dak Prescott still throwing the ball 35 times a game. I'm still trying to figure that out. I'm trying to figure it out. I still don't get it. And if you're only averaging 210 yards a game, then all it's telling me is he just throwing short. I mean, that's all he doing. Just dink and dunk, which is good, which can win. It's obvious that it's winning. We 4-2. It's obvious that we're winning. It works. But the real reason why the offense is looking like it is because of all the penalties. And we're not built to play behind the sticks. We're not built to play behind the sticks. We're not explosive like that. That we can make up a 1st and 20 or a second and 13. We're just not built like that. We got to stay ahead of the chains. Positive yards, whether it's a 2 or 3 yard run. If we 2nd and 7, 2nd and 6, we can work from that. But when it's 2nd and 13, 2nd and 14, we ain't built like that. We just not. Which is another reason why we need to run the ball. And I agree. You're right, hot boy. 1,000%. It is still a new system. They're still trying to get all the kinks out. I agree 1,000% with you. So it's just amazing to me. So special teams, because I didn't talk too long. Special teams, I give it an A. Defense, I'm going to drop it down from an A+ where it was the first couple of weeks. I'm going to drop it down to just a solid B. The defense is playing solid B. We're still getting sacks, still turning the ball over, we're still good. I'm going to give the defense a B. Offense, with 17th in total offense. That's the middle. So that sounds like that's a C to me. I'm going to give the D offense a C. When you throw in all the red zone, miscues, all of that, not scoring, all that kind of stuff, I got to give it a C. I got to give it a C for the offense. I can't go no higher than that. So when you say that, A, B, C, the average out to be right about for the whole team somewhere around a B- for so far. That's the only way that we can look at it. All right. So now, I didn't talk too long about that. We got work to do, obviously. We got work to do. And they got a whole week and a half to get it done. Because the Rams going to come in and, they're going to be ready to play. McVay is a brilliant offensive coach. He's a brilliant offensive coach. I'm quite sure he is ready to go about that. Let me see here. All right. Tickers there. I done talked long enough. Y'all lit the chat line up. You guys can go ahead and call in now. Let me know what you feel about it. Let me know what you're feeling. Okay. All right, 901-654-6853. Okay, you say we're about to be tied in this division come Sunday night. That is because Cade feels
great East Side.
That's because Cade feels like that Miami is going to beat Philadelphia, and he figures that they will be there tied with the Cowboys without the Cowboys playing. I get what you're saying. Whoever this is, New Jersey, I'm going to call you back. I got somebody on the line waiting right now. I promise I'll call you back. I don't know who this is, but hello, welcome to the Big Time Show. What's going on?
Man, you know it's the East Side. How you doing, sir?
No, I did not know it was East Side, but what's going on, East Side? Please remember the rules before you even start. As soon as you say something different, you're gonna be gone.
Hey, I was listening to your stats, sir.
Yeah.
on the Dallas Cowboys. Can I talk Dallas Cowboys? Is that the name of the game? Talking Dallas Cowboys.
You see the background behind me? Go ahead.
Okay. Well, I was looking at your stats, and if your stats correct, you were saying you had the 16th ranked offense. Is that what you were saying, sir?
No, I didn't say that. I said we had the 17th ranked offense.
I'm sorry. I apologize, sir. I apologize on that one. Well, it sounds about right when you got a quarterback like Dakota Prescott. I think that's about as good as it's going to get for you this year. I feel like this is Dakota's last year in Dallas, and he's going to go off to another team. And when he goes to another team, I might root for him. But Dallas is just going to fall short, sir. And he had all these so-called big moves like Brandon Cooks and, Jalen Tolbert. Just pretty much you putting that all together, man, and this is what you get. And I'm really not impressed. You're 4-2, but I feel like it's a fluke 4-2. You played the Giants, which we see is really not a good team. Who else did you play? Played Arizona and you played the Jets with Zach Wilson. Then you got exposed with San Francisco and you beat San Diego. Now everybody's back to throwing a parade and everything's back on the right track and all this and that. Nah. I really feel like you're a fluke 4-2 team, and you really should be more like 3-3. You're more of a middle of the pack, just around that average to below average. It's really where you at, but everything's come out in the wash. It's about a week, and yeah, so that's about how I feel about Dallas. Do you agree with my analogy? Do you think that's about what it is?
No, because we're 4-2. You are what your record is. That's where we are. Not what you want it to be, but we're 4-2. So you say 3-3, you ain't talking about nothing. So we're 4-2, sir. So nothing to talk about. That's where we are because we earned that. We earned 4-2. So what
a weak schedule.
Well, you call it whatever you want. We didn't make the schedule was made before any practice was made and before any training camp was done. We ain't gotta. That's not our fault. We play whoever it is week by week. So it's amazing to me when it comes to people like you. As soon as the Cowboys win, all of a sudden the team is weak. But before we play them, they had a chance. Like a whole lot of folks saying the Chargers was gonna win Monday night. Then as soon as we win, everybody want to change their perception. Say the Chargers they ain't really good. They were good before kickoff. See, you was one of the matter of fact, you was one of the ones. Now that I remember, that said the Cowboys were gonna lose against the Chargers, didn't you? Didn't you say that, Eastside? Didn't you say that? Yeah, that's why you're quiet now. Get off my phone, man. Yeah, see, that's how you shut them down. See, he was one of the ones that said that they would lose. Whoever that was from New Jersey, I'm finna call you. I saw you calling. Here you go. Here we go.
See, that's how you shut them down.
Hello?
All right, whoever that is, this big time show. What's going on?
Hey, Mr. Big Time. This is Mr. Gottlieb, Gaines from Jersey.
Hey, how you doing?
What is wrong with this guy? He's talking about.
He's a cowboy hater. I just let him talk. He's dedicated to pure cowboy hate. He ain't talking about nothing. He the one that said the Cowboys gonna lose against the Chargers. They don't ask him about it. He was speechless. He ain't say nothing. Then. See what I'm saying? That's why I heard him get on the phone. He ain't talking about nothing.
Because I'm like, if he's going to, I'm sorry to cut you off, but if he's going to say that, Washington should have beat Philly.
Exactly. He
If
ain't
we
talking
want
about
to, if we want to talk about that,
that. He's one of those ones, man, that don't even. He's one of those ones that look. He's one of those ones don't even watch his own team. All he do is want to watch Cowboys, want to talk and try to troll. That's all he do. But then when I asked him, I said, "Didn't you say that the Chargers were gonna beat us Monday night?" You see how quiet it was. He ain't say
he
nothing.
was quiet for a minute.
Yeah, he was quiet. See, run his mouth. Now all of a sudden he got a mute button on his mouth. And it's incredible to me. But you know, it is what it is. Go ahead, tell me what you're thinking, man.
But you're right. When you talking about, I can't get over that either. That play before the half, when they had that one timeout,
and
I think it's around the 8 or 10 yard line.
Yeah.
Instead of giving Jack the opportunity to throw it, the touchdown or whatever, he had more than enough time. It went down maybe to about 3 seconds, maybe. He's still in field goal range. You throw the ball towards the outside if you can't get nobody. You can even get sacked, but not get far back. But you still had a chance. At least you're right. Everything you said was absolutely right because it didn't make no sense. But I do want to say something. Do you remember the kick when they were trying to get the ball and they pushed Tolbert into him?
Yeah.
Did you look at it again? That guy had his hand in his face mask the whole time, pushing him back, and they never called it. Never called it. If you go back and see it again, you'll see it. The guy's left hand had it on his face mask and was pushing him back, clear as day, and nobody called on that.
Yeah.
Clear as day. But, like you said, we Cowboy fans. But I was getting upset because I heard some of the other guys were talking about Micah. My partner, because he said, well, he need to get off the, YouTube, whatever it is. Me personally, sometimes, I'm going to be honest with you, I'm glad he's on there because you guys make a lot of sense. You guys put up points, y'all put up stats that people can't reach, that we know we can't talk to those 4 other people. You know that.
Yeah.
But when you get somebody like him that can basically support what you guys are saying, to me it's great. It's great. Now we got other people like what's his name? I can't think of his name right now, but he be with Law Nation on. But wasn't Law Nation?
Big Game,
the other
James.
guy.
Big Game.
Yeah, and I'm like, listen, let Mike do what he got to do.
Yeah.
Because to me, I'm telling you, make sure you guys put stuff out there spot on. Spot on. You don't cut no shorts either.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate the compliment. Just call it like it is. And the reason why you got guys like Big Game and myself and Law and West Coast and Moore and Landlord, all those guys is because we don't work for them. We free. We free to say what it is. We all Cowboy fans, but if they say we can say they playing like trash, and we don't have to bow down. And then when they play good, we'll say they playing good. And pull out points. Yeah, pull out points that are obvious. Like we see the politics. We know this guy that is better than the guy that's playing. Why isn't he on the field? You know what I'm saying? We see what it is, and we'll just go ahead and say it. So, guys like Vok Lombardi and Jay Tuck, all these guys, man, we're not scared to say what's going on. So, I appreciate the compliment. I appreciate the compliment.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you, man. Thanks for calling in.
Thank you. You too, Mr.
Yes, sir. All right, y'all. I got time for maybe about one more, maybe. Right at one more. Kate, I want to address this because I heard it too. That's a bunch of crap. And 7 seconds was the cutoff point and actually it was 9 seconds left. You had 9 seconds. You was inside the 10-yard line. You could have threw a play and still had plenty of time because if the play was not there, you simply tell Dak to throw it out the end zone. You ain't got time to pat the ball and all that kind of stuff. You got to go ahead and get it out. I believe Dak would have done that beyond a shadow of a doubt. And you still would have had 3 seconds, 4 seconds to kick a field goal. Now, my counteract to Cade, not to you, Cade, but to Coach McCarty, if I would have been there, I would have asked him Please don't try to fool us, sir. If that would have been Aaron Rodgers, you would have took the chance to score. It's because you trust Aaron Rodgers in that spot. The reason why you let the time click down and kick the field goal is because you did not want to take a chance on Dak Prescott messing that stuff up. So therefore, I have no other choice but to believe that you don't believe in Dak Prescott fully, like you keep saying. It would have been Aaron Rodgers would have got that opportunity. It's just no. And the reason why I say Aaron Rodgers because that was his quarterback in Green Bay. I guarantee you, Aaron Rodgers would have got a shot at throwing that ball. There ain't no doubt about that. So that little stuff right there, what he talking about right here, says 7 seconds was the cutoff point. I bet you if Aaron Rodgers had 7 seconds, he still would have gave him the opportunity. You had a timeout in your back pocket. Even if you get tackled, you can stop the clock. You got 7 seconds. The pass was gonna come out quick. All that was gonna happen in a play like that, you trying to throw it to the corner end zone on the fade, give your player a best chance to make the play. If he miss it, you still got a little time to click off, and the ball is going to the end zone. So either he gonna catch it or is he gonna throw it out of bounds. You still got about 2 seconds left to kick a field goal. Stop it. You didn't trust Dak Prescott. That's the bottom line. If you had Aaron Rodgers, if you had Patrick Mahomes, if you had maybe even Josh Allen or whatever the case, you would have gave those guys the opportunity to make the play. And nobody can tell me nothing different. No, I can't validate it. I just know he wouldn't have said, because see, if he would have did that to Aaron Rodgers would have went to the sideline and say, man, what are you doing? I got 9 seconds to go. I got a timeout in my back pocket. Yeah, we finna try to score. What in the world? You scared? What's this? Oh, yeah, he would have done that. And the truth of the matter is, I bet you Dak Prescott felt that. Dak ain't going to say it because he's too corporate. But Dak Prescott knew he had a timeout. Dak Prescott knew it was 9 seconds left. Dak Prescott knew that he had time to make a play. You know Dak knew that. He didn't want to hear that, though. Dak ain't going to say nothing, but I will. Because, see, I know Mike McCarthy would have gave the ball to Aaron Rodgers in that spot and would have tried to score a touchdown to go up 14-7 rather than to go up 10-7. And if y'all football fans know that, you know you would have gave Aaron Rodgers the opportunity. You know that. So that little statement there that he made, I started laughing at it because I knew it was a lie. Exactly. The refs didn't even understand it. Exactly my point. They knew he would. Come on now. You don't believe in Dak Prescott. You got scared. You got scared he was gonna mess it up. You got scared he was gonna throw a pick. You got scared that we wouldn't have came out with no points because you thought that he was not going to make the right play. That's the reason why you let the clock go all the way down and then kick a field goal. And see, as I said on my other show previously, that is going to be a problem later on. It's going to show up again at the wrong time. You talking about winning the Super Bowl, you talking about risk taking, you talking about that, you gotta take the risk. If your $40-50 million if your $40-50 million quarterback, if you can't trust him with 9 seconds and a timeout in the back pocket, what in the world are you paying them for then? I understand game manager, but sometimes, good Lord. That's a bunch of crap there, y'all. I'm still, he can't convince me of that. He can't convince me of that. He can't. Based off his history and his quarterback, Aaron Rodgers, and we all seen what Rodgers used to do with seconds left on the clock. Please, don't insult my intelligence like that. Don't do that. All right. And it's gonna come up again. You can't win. Look, a scared man can't win. You're gonna have to let Dak play, or you're gonna be at home. Situation like that, but like I said, the reason why, and I said this other game, the reason why it was not just a gigantic problem is simply because we won. That's the only reason why it wasn't a problem. But I guarantee you, if we would have lost, that situation would have came up. Seriously. It would have came up. But it didn't have to come up. That's why nobody ain't really talking about it. Because, look, the 3 points actually was won the game. The truth of it is, look, he looks like a genius because we won by 3. That field goal gave us the 3-point win. So, ain't nobody really going to talk about it. We won. Winning erases a lot of mistakes. Winning does. Winning does. That's the only reason why it ain't been brought up before. That's why, since then. Winning erases a lot of it. All we saying is, man, we happy to be 4-2. That's why I came on the show and said, okay, yeah, y'all got the celebration out the way. Okay, let's really talk now. Do y'all remember this little sequence right here? That deserves a lot of attention because it raises a lot of questions for me. It lets me know some things about where they really are with that. You talk a good game. All these folks talking from Jerry on down, and it wasn't Jerry who made that call. That was Mike McCarthy that made that call. It wasn't Stephen Jones. It wasn't Stephen Jones. It was Jerry. It was Coach McCarthy that made that call. So you can't. Everybody want to blame Jerry. Jerry ain't got no Batman phone, no bat phone to call down. They say, hey, no. You get the play clock is running down. So Jerry ain't got nothing to do with that. I'm quite sure Jerry questioned the same call too. I'm sure he did. But it is what it is. All right, I'm done, y'all. Appreciate y'all. I got a little time. East side comes and why Cowboys can't beat good teams like San Francisco. Because they were better that day. That's why. Duh. Why did you saying that? Well, why did the Jets beat the Eagles? Why the Eagles can't beat the Jets? Since you want to go there, right? You don't want to talk about that. You just want to talk about the Cowboys. So I gave you a little free press. Once again, every time you say something, you're totally irrelevant in what you're saying. We don't talk about the 49ers no more because we done with that week, like I told you before. I told you we was on to the Chargers. That's what I'm talking about. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all for popping in on me. Thank you for hanging with me for the show. I'll be with you possibly Tuesday, all right? I'm out. I'm done. We'll see you. I got to save my voice because I got to speak in the morning. All right, so I got to get my voice together. All right, I got to preach in the morning. Y'all take it easy. We'll see you sometime next week. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the one and the only. This is the Big Time Show.